So Ubuntu is a Nguni word, meaning the Nguni is the language group from Southern Africa, and it is a word that literally means humanity. And the concept, philosophy of Ubuntu, the understanding of Ubuntu is that understanding of, well, what does it actually mean to be human? For those of us who come from Southern Africa and come from cultures which lean very strongly into communitarianism, we see our strength as being in community. Our strength is in relationship and interdependence, which is different from the Western mentality that says our strength is in independence, the I can do it alone, and I must go it alone, which has its gifts, for sure. But the problem becomes when my rights collide with your rights, and then whose rights is it that get to be supreme? Which rights get to reign supreme? And when my privileges collide with the needs of the community as a whole, again, whose rights is it that then get to reign supreme? For whom do we choose when there are two competing rights, and our law says each one of you is equal? Then you're kind of stuck, where the communitarian, where Ubuntu says what is good must be good both for you and for me and for us together. What is for the good of the whole. So it's not a vision that then says the community is primary and the individual is to be ignored, but it says that the individual can only survive in the context of a community. The idea that any one of us can survive on this planet infinitely on our own. We didn't get here on our own. There were at least two people involved in our arrival, and we can't survive on our own. We need others to survive. One of the ways